strong, empowered, authentic.
What's up, Ginger Nation? This is Tosh.
This is Darren, and you are listening to the Authentic
Ginger Podcast.
What's up, Ginger Nation? Ho, ho, ho. I'm Darren.
That was the least enthusiastic ho, ho, ho I've ever heard.
Let's try it again. Ho, ho, ho.
There it
What's
is.
up, Ginger Nation? Whatever you want to take, whichever one you want.
Oh, I'm using both of them, actually. We're leaving all of this in. There
you go.
Well, if you haven't guessed, I'm Tosh Taylor, and this is our final episode before the holidays.
I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite Christmas song of all time and why?
Silver Bells.
Yep.
Like, without hesitation, Silver Bells was originally the Bing Crosby version because I grew up on Bing. But
Yep.
The Zooey Deschanel, the She and Him version is like, it's hauntingly beautiful. And I honestly don't know what it reminds me of, but there's something about that song that I could, and in my whole life, when I hear that song play, do you remember the Seinfeld episode where Elaine dates that guy and every time Desperado comes on, he shushes her? That's how I feel.
One of the only episodes that I've seen, I do know that one. Yeah, I'm not a Seinfeld guy.
No,
Never.
we can't be friends. Yeah. We're done. Stop recording. We're done.
That's right.
But yeah, every time it comes on, I get like lost in this old little world, and I felt like that my entire life with the song, but I don't know what it is about it. I really
Amazing.
don't. Yeah.
How many times have you listened to it so far this year?
Every single day since September, at least once. Yeah, it's just, I have a disgusting problem with music. Probably why I'm a radio announcer. But
Yeah,
anyway,
right.
What's yours?
Mine is, without question, recently, in the last 10 years, in the last 5 years, I'd say, is Andy Williams. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And I say that because every time that song comes on, there's this amazing drum solo that kind of happens behind the intro. And every time it comes on, I air drum with this thing, and I just get totally like the season, the holiday season, just kind of comes right over me, and it's like we're in Christmas right now with this song. It's my favorite song. It is my favorite song in the last 5 years.
But do you think that you loved that song before it became the Staples theme song about the kids going back to school, or?
Good point. Yeah, I was a fan before that. I am getting older.
Yeah. Though it is the most wonderful time of the year when the kids go back to school, too. Staples
100%.
was not wrong about that.
Yeah, exactly. They nailed it exactly. That's right.
They really did.
I love Christmas. It is my favorite time of the year next to summer. And, it's just a bummer Christmas Day. Like, to me, Christmas Day is a bummer because everything leading up to Christmas is like this whole extravaganza. It's the hustle and bustle, as we all know. It's cliche to say that, but at the same time, it is actually true. Like, it's, you go around and everyone's kind of in this mood, even through COVID, with everything going on there. I think that there's a heightened excitement in the air this year, and I've been enjoying the lead up here, and I love the lead up anyway in general.
Yeah, me too. But then you're right. Then it just like drops off and it's done. We, every other year, this year, finally, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we've got our plane tickets booked. We fly out on Christmas Day to go see my family. Yes. And so then that makes the day better because, then we're going to more Christmas and we're going to see my family that some of them we haven't seen in, 2 years, 3 years. But it's like, get up, feed the kid, like do the presents, feed the kids, tear the Christmas tree down because we have a real tree. So we have to get the tree out of the house before and we have to be at the airport by 11 o'clock in the morning. So it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be a very Home Alone-ish, like, do we have both the kids?
Right.
The important part is our kids with us.
Third and fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
That's really funny you should say, because this particular year, we are actually leaving on Christmas Day, our house, and we're going into the city to have Christmas with my family and Sheva's family, and we're staying in a hotel for 2 nights.
Ooh, that's
so
exciting.
It's like this excitement. So the kids love it because, they get up Christmas morning and they don't know that we're going there yet. So they're going to wake up and we're going to sort of give them a little note or something. And it's like, okay, pack up. We're going to the hotel. And for them, it's like, it's this whole big thing because what they like most about it, forget about the pool. All they care about are the waffles in the morning, like unlimited waffles in the morning. And they're just drawn right to that breakfast. So it's, and you're right. It does make that day a lot better because there's now something to do. You have something to look forward to. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like extending that Christmas Eve into Christmas Day and Boxing Day. So, and plus on top of all of that, on Boxing Day, Hockey Canada, the World Juniors start. And that is the best time of the year.
Okay.
Love it.
You're not alone on that. 95% of Canada is agreeing with you at this very moment. Yeah. Absolutely.
There
Okay.
you go.
Let's talk Santa, shall we? Because
yeah, let's do it.
did you know that Santa Claus was a redhead? Is a redhead?
No idea.
Here's the thing. If you think about the way that Santa looks, even how he's depicted in most movies, except for like, Kurt Russell's Christmas Chronicles version of him.
Yes. Which best Santa of all time, I'd say.
Agreed. He kills that. Kills it. So, but if you think about old pictures, whatever, Santa's hair, snowy white. A lot of people that were gingers, like we've talked about before, you go snowy white, you don't go salt and pepper.
That's right. You don't go gray. That's
yeah,
right.
There's no gray. It's white. Makes sense. So then I got thinking, I've seen Santa as a ginger before. Where have I seen that? Do you remember Santa Claus is Coming to Town from the 70s? It's like a claymation Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And it
is it with the reindeers and the little snowman that kind of walks without any feet?
No. This one is the one where there's like the snow miser and there's a sun god. I don't remember what his name is. Anyway, this is the one where they talk. It's like the origin story of Kris Kringle.
Okay.
So Kris Kringle is a red-haired orphan that is raised by elves, and then he grows up to become Santa Claus. And they even show him like in his younger days as like the full beard is red, his hair is red. Now I can't say that. Yeah. I can't say that, of course, that Santa like legit was a redhead, but if memory serves, and if the way that redheads look as they age makes sense, it makes sense that Santa Claus would have been a redhead. That's my thoughts.
Wow. Man, what goes through your brain?
I forcefully want everyone to be ginger.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And if you're not,
yeah.
Whatever.
I don't need you. No, I'm kidding. But
that's right.
Doesn't
really
that
cool.
make sense? Don't you think?
It makes total sense. White hair, right to white, and it's bright white, like as we know. And again, in the Chronicles, it's depicted as a bit more salt and pepper.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I can totally see the original Kris Kringle as a redhead.
Yeah.
And if memory serves me correctly, there are some. So right now on Amazon, you can go on to Amazon. You can Amazon Prime Video or whatever it is, and you can find there's a collection of Christmas classics. And it's cartoons, right? Christmas classics cartoons. And I believe I saw a redheaded Santa in one of these old, I'm talking from the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm with you there, Tosh.
Yeah.
Unbelievable research.
And well, I love useless information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Like those books you can buy that when you're in the bathroom, you're on the toilet, and these books
Uncle John's bathroom reader.
Books. Yeah, those are the ones.
Yeah,
that's the one.
That's
Uncle
the
John's.
one. But before, I have been on the radio for so long that I started. That's where we got our stuff to talk about was Uncle John's bathroom readers, and every time that there was a new one, they would send us a new one to the radio station, and that's
so
where
cool.
we got our stuff from. Yeah,
there you go. Maybe I should add that to my wish list.
They're a lot of fun.
There must be some redhead news in some of that, and some facts and figures. There has to be.
100%. So that's that, and you'll learn how much I love useless information when we talk about celebrities a little bit later on today.
Amazing! I can't wait. It's like that. That's my favorite part of the show, is your celebrity news. This episode was brought to you by Authentic Ginger Clothing. For more information on Authentic Ginger Clothing, go to www.authenticginger.com. Something else I want to talk to you about is I just had carpal tunnel surgery yesterday.
Oh, look at you.
Look at that.
How have you been hiding that cast from me for the last 15 minutes?
Well, because I can hardly bring it up this far because the damn thing's so heavy.
It weighs 15 pounds.
weighs 15 pounds. So it's quite an ordeal. It's quite an ordeal to get ready for the surgery. And it started the night before. I asked, I talked to my doctor, and my doctor gave me a prescription for some Ativan to chill me out, before my surgery. So I was like, great, I'll go down and get that. I ended up going down, 8 o'clock at night, and they said, it hasn't come in yet. it was supposed to come in around 3:30 this afternoon. So I started freaking out automatically because I'm going, oh man, if I don't have Ativan for this drive tomorrow, I have to drive an hour and a half just to get to the surgery. Fine. Anyway, it turned out it came in late. Fine. I went and picked it up late. People are freaking out about carpal tunnel. And I'll tell you right now, it was a breeze.
Okay.
It really was a breeze. So 2 needles go into your wrist, and within 15 minutes, your hand's numb. They throw you into another room, put you on a gurney, get your, you can start feeling the pressure of the knife cutting through. And then, of course, my luck, which happened, he hits the bone, and then it just tweaks a nerve, and the nerve just slides all the way up through my arm and into my head. I'm going, holy shit, I felt that. And he goes, oh, that's nothing. Don't worry about that. No, it's nothing. He just shook my whole friggin' body.
I'm going to vomit. Okay.
Right? So anyway, it's just whole thing. So I had that yesterday, but the real story comes when I get home, because I get home, nobody's home. Everyone's at work. The kids are at school, and I have one arm. One hand, because I can't use this arm. And I started thinking, oh shit, like I can barely put clothes on. I had to struggle to get off my coat. I had to struggle to get lunch, and I just ended up saying, screw it. Like, I'm going down the street and I'm gonna get some lunch. Someone else is gonna have to make it for me, because I'm done. So then this morning I wake up, the night was fine. I woke up this morning and, I'm having to ask my kids, like, can you pull up my pants over here? Shove it. Can you help me get my sweater on? Can somebody butter my toast? And they're like, Dad, jeez. Like, we have to do everything for you now? I said, yeah, kind of. For the next 3 to 4 days, it's all you. So you know how that goes in my house. Like, you already know my wife looks at me when I have a cold and goes, yeah, he's got a man cold. Whatever. Imagine this damn thing now. So that's my carpal surgery. I had this one done yesterday, and then my other hand I have done in January or February, depends on that. So
glutton for punishment, because that was disgusting.
Awesome.
A couple of things when I was looking up like celebrity redhead stuff today. First things first, everybody is talking about Thor and Loki.
Oh,
right?
How come?
Well,
Why?
because Loki, first of all, Tom Hiddleston, redhead. This is where this is going, if you didn't know that, because Loki has black hair.
Right.
I didn't know that there was a television show of this. Did you?
No, no idea.
Okay, so
cartoon.
Yeah. Everybody's been talking about it as of late because season 2 has been renewed for Loki, which is why Tom Hiddleston loves it, because it's like the redemption story of Loki, I suppose.
Right.
I don't do superhero stuff at all. So
Okay.
I don't know any of this. But if you do and you're a fan, then you'll be super excited to know that season 2 of Loki is coming back to TV.
I mean, that's fantastic news.
It's great for the people that watch it, and I'm guessing from your reaction, you also do not watch it. Okay, let's get into the useless celebrity information then, because this is kind of more exciting. Sometimes I like to just scroll through facts about movies that you might not know. So Isla Fisher, she did a movie called Now You See Me, which is a movie about magicians and that kind of stuff. So during this movie, she's the magician's assistant, and she is submerged in a tank, and she's like handcuffed in the tank, and the magic trick is that she gets out of the tank, like out of her shackles and out of the tank, which I feel like is how Houdini died. But anyway,
Probably.
So while they're filming this scene, the release button to get her out of the shackles didn't work.
Uh-oh.
So during the scene, she is legit drowning in this scene, and everybody filming it and all the other like supporting actors think she's doing this amazing job of faking.
She's freaking out.
Yeah,
Wow.
and she is actually dying at that moment. Holy freak you out.
Oh, that's worse than a knife going to a bone.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now. That's a nightmare.
That is
That's
nightmare. Yeah, an absolute nightmare. And then the third one I have for you actually involves Jessica Chastain. She was in It too.
Yes.
And I don't watch these movies because I don't do scary movies. Yeah,
I don't do scary movies either.
Yeah. But I did actually see this scene. I don't know if I walked in while my husband was watching it, but anyway, during It too, she films this scene where she is in a bathroom that is filling with blood, and so much blood. It's the most amount of fake blood that's ever been used in a movie ever.
God.
And she's filming that scene and she's in it, and she's not drowning. That's not where I'm going with this one. But the fact was that it was the most amount of fake blood ever used, but then that fake blood ruined her hair.
Oh, no.
Her beautiful natural red hair.
It would stain it.
Yeah, it did. She said she had these like dark blotches of dark red stains in her hair for quite some time after filming it. And it took them weeks to film that scene. Like they just kept doing it over and over. And she said like the fake blood was like ice cold. And she kept having to like get in this like baby pool full of fake blood. And it was one of the most awful things she's ever had to do. And that girl has like filmed war movies. So
right. I probably would have cut it.
Yeah.
Like just cut it right off and
let it grow back in.
Let it grow back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who knows? It might grow in a different color, because it just might.
You never know.
The stress of that whole scene.
Yeah.
For those weeks might have just turned the hair a different color altogether.
She would have gone to Santa Claus Snow White.
Right. So I've got 3 for you today.
Okay.
Maybe I'll have to get them down to 1 so that it kind of keeps us going along for the next year or so, right? Like maybe 3 is a little bit too much. But anyway, here's a fact for you. The name of the country Russia means what? What do you think Russia means?
I've never thought of that at all. There are a bunch of people that are always in a rush. No?
Sure.
What is it? What is it?
Land of Reds.
Land of Reds?
It was named thus in honor of a red-headed Viking named Rurik. Okay, here's number 2 for you. In the United States, redheads are called redheads. Often, even strangers will address them as red, and often they will respond to it naturally, force of habit. In England, redheads are called gingers. So now this is something that kind of intrigued me because when I saw this fact, I thought to myself, why in the hell did I name this company Authentic Ginger? Should have named it Authentic Red. Or maybe there's a new version of Authentic Ginger. It's going to be called Authentic Red for the U.S. for a U.S. thing.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. So rarely do they call redheads gingers in the U.S. It's more, hey, red. And like there's movies and TV shows where I've heard that being said.
Oh yeah.
I have heard it, but I didn't think that it was a thing.
I honestly would have thought the opposite.
Absolutely. Me too.
My dad was always called Red, and my dad grew up in California. But I think that's funny because we had talked about you approaching an Irish company, and they said that not to use they wouldn't use anything with the ginger title. I
know. So what we need to do is we need to get someone from the consulate in Ireland to get on the podcast with us. And give us the explanation on why it's not a good idea to use gingers in Ireland. No wonder we didn't get launched there.
Yeah, I would like someone to explain how it's working. Well, that's the thing. We don't want to be like pissing people off over there. We want them to listen.
That's right. Exactly.
And we actually do have a lot of listeners in Scotland. I have noticed that in our stats that a lot of people in Scotland are listening, which is exciting.
All right, and finally, what I've got for you is something a little lighthearted for you. Having a red-headed child in Denmark is considered an honor. Who's going to move to Denmark?
Let's go.
Every fucking buddy.
That is amazing.
It's an honor.
It's an honor.
I mean, what do you get as a gift in that honor?
A crown.
Like crown. Yeah. Tiara for you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, hospitals give away hats and toques and stuff to little newborn babies. That's just a little package you get. But for God's sake, what happens in Denmark? Like, is there chocolate? Is there an authentic ginger? That's what I should do. I should go hit the Denmark market, the hospitals, and say, look, I want to donate some onesies, some authentic ginger onesies. Make sure I can use ginger instead of redhead first, and then put them in the packages. Like, if it's that much of an honor, I want to be in there too.
I love every second of that. Good on you, Denmark. We should be doing that everywhere.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe we can get it done here in Canada.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll get that going.
Yeah.
So there's the facts for today. I mean, they keep coming.
Another thing that we and Darren love about the show is reviews. So if you would like to go and leave us a review, we would greatly appreciate you. You can do that anywhere that you listen to podcasts. And then tell all your ginger friends.
I'm talking to you, listeners. It's important for everybody. So we can grow this puppy and we can get this podcast to a place where everyone is listening.
The Denmark hospital can be like, here is your
Definitely
redhead
Denmark.
package. Don't miss out on the Authentic Ginger podcast,
That's
where you
right.
can learn all about your beautiful new baby.
That's right. That's right. Explicit language, so just be careful
Oh,
with
yeah.
that.
Don't let the baby
Yeah.
listen. Don't let the baby
That's
listen.
right. We're feeling really jazzed and excited to keep this podcast rolling over the next 2022 and beyond. So we're totally stoked.
Okay, excellent. And we are not taking a break for the holidays, so we will have another guest interview for you next Tuesday.
Have a good day, everyone. You've been listening to the Authentic Ginger Podcast.
Become a part of the Ginger Nation by liking, subscribing, following, and leaving a review wherever you listen to podcasts. This podcast was produced by Tosh Taylor of the Podcast Hub Productions. Find her online at podcasthub.ca.